everybody. Welcome to another daily devotion. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave. I'm a Christian recording artist and a worship leader based in New Jersey. We travel up and down the East Coast and lead nights of worship and nights of hope. And it is amazing to have you here with us today. So we try to do these on Saturday mornings. Launch them at 9 a.m. just to kind of give us a breath, I guess we could say, for the day. Maybe something to meditate on over the course of the day. We've got an incredible community of folks that kind of tune into these videos and tune into our worship live streams and support what's going on here. And it's awesome to be involved and just joining with you all on this journey together. So today, I wanted to chat about 2 Thessalonians 3:5. And it's kind of cool. Actually, let me throw this up here. This is a little QR code that you can check out. If you want to join our membership community, you can do that. Just go to, just scan that QR code and you can join us right there and get more info on our community and what it's all about. It's called the Worship Room. It's an incredible place to come together and seek Jesus every single day. So, 2 Thessalonians 3:5, amazing verse. This is taken straight out of our devotions inside of the worship room. These are called our daily doses of worship. And so occasionally what I'll do is, not occasionally, there's over 600 of these, but I take a verse and then we just kind of dissect it a little bit, talk about it, and put it all together. So 2 Thessalonians 3:5 says this. I titled this devotion, Desire. So may the Lord direct your hearts to the love of God and to the steadfastness of Christ. 2 Thessalonians 3:5. Okay, so let me read the devotion and then we can chat a little more about it. I have some other references that we can chat about as well. In our everyday life, direction is so important. Where do we go? How are we led? What leads us? Sometimes our priorities get a little twisted and turned by the expectations of the world. I met a girl at a show recently who wanted to sponsor a child, but she couldn't. But she did offer a donation for 1 month of sponsorship. Her heart was directed in that way. The love of God in her pushed her to do what she could do at the time. Now, if you don't know, I work with an organization called Holt International, and we sponsor kids. Every show that I play, I offer folks the ability to sponsor a child and save a life through giving this kid food and clothing and clean water and healthcare. Incredible ministry, incredible way to live the love of Jesus. And so I remember at this show, this girl came up and she's like, hey, I really want to sponsor a child, but I can't. I just don't have the finances to cover it every month. But I do want to give you $40 to cover the first month of sponsorship. And I was like, amazing, let's do that. And so she gave that to me. But we can all take a lesson from this. The direction of our hearts should be always toward God, toward the desire to share the love and the hope that He has given to us with others. And sometimes our desires, the world's desires in us kind of get in the way of that. And so where your treasure is, there your heart is also, right? So where do you treasure? Where does your treasure lie in your life? What do you long for? What do you desire most when you sit down and you think about it? And then I ended the devotion by just saying, let's just desire God above all else. And so let's see if, all right, there's a couple of comments here. Somebody wrote this. Oh, actually, they didn't even put their name here, but it said, good morning, everybody. Let's desire God above all else. Seems like a no-brainer. But in this world, as we enter into and walk through various seasons of life, there are so many things that distract us and call out our attention and fight for position on the above all else throne. Thinking about it, because I asked, my heart treasures and desires now are quite different than when I was younger. I can't say that God was ever the desire of my heart. Above all else, growing up, I was too terrified of Him, and as time went on, began blaming Him for every trial and loss and sorrow in my life. Very real response to this question, what do you desire? He certainly wasn't my priority when at age 18, I turned my back on Him. And so now she says she was 65 years old, and do I desire God above all else? Who or what is jockeying for a position on the throne of my life in this season? To be honest, it isn't always God. And that's really inside of our community what we go for. We just look for honesty And if we're all honest, if you think about it just a little bit, the desires of God are not always what we're positioning ourselves for, right? We want to be in a relationship with the Father, but there are times when our desires do not align with the Father's desires. And I love her honesty here. I need to be intentional about spending time with him and his word first and above all else, running to him first and before anything else with my problems, questions, fears, concerns, etc. So true. Caring about what he thinks above all else and above what everyone else thinks, be it about me or whatever topic I'm wondering about or whatever issue I'm dealing with on my given day. It's really a lot to chew on here. So then I flipped over to a reference website that I look at, and 2 Thessalonians 3:5. May the Lord direct your hearts to the love of God and to the steadfastness of Christ. Paul prays for the Lord to direct his readers' hearts into God's love and into the steadfastness of Christ. The Greek word translated here as direct is katithainai. I think that's wrong, but it's something like that. It means to clear away the obstacles or to guide. Paul is asking the Lord to move aside barriers that threaten to impede his readers' spiritual progress. An ever-increasing thankfulness for God's love would keep them on track spiritually. It's impossible to love the worldly, unspiritual things of this life and truly appreciate God's love at the same time. That's taken right out of 1 John 2:15. So then Paul also asks God in this verse to direct his readers into the steadfastness of Christ. They faced many trials and persecutions, but Christ was their example for facing those trials and persecutions with patient endurance. The writer to the Hebrews cited Jesus as the prime example of such patient endurance. He wrote in Hebrews 12:1 and 2, "Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and the perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross." Now, there's a whole lot in there, and I've been rambling on for a couple of minutes here. Let's just see. We're into almost 10 minutes. But the one thing, this Greek word for direct, right? May the Lord direct your hearts. Katuthainai, or katutainai, either one. But I love what it means, what it truly means. Like, we can just say in English, hey, may the Lord direct your hearts to the love of God. Okay, wonderful. That's just a great way to end, maybe a conversation. Hey, before I go, may the Lord direct your hearts to the love of God, right? It's just awesome. But to really dig into what the Greek says here, to clear away obstacles or to guide. Now let's just focus in on clear away obstacles, okay? Not just physical obstacles in our life, right? But obstacles in our mind. The way that we clear away obstacles in our mind is how? Through spending time with Jesus, the author, the perfecter of our faith, letting him prioritize what we should be focusing on and thinking on. Not only from a, what am I doing today kind of vibe, but also like, what should my priorities really, really be? And it's really important to just kind of take that time. You can wake up in the morning, get right, brush your teeth, breakfast, commute, work, come home, dinner, spend time with the kids, whatever, go to bed, right? That could be your whole day, and there could be just none of that devoted to, hey, God, actually, can you direct my path just a little bit? Can you clear away some of the obstacles in my mind and physically around me so that I can focus in on you? And so if you take nothing away from today's devotion, take away this. We need to spend time with Jesus so that we can have him direct our paths, so he can clear away the obstacles in our life. That is not easy, but it's also incredibly rewarding. As I get older, I can kind of relate to this woman's comment inside our community and what she said. When she was younger, man, it was all about me, right? But as we get older, all of a sudden it shifts a little bit. I'm in the middle of reading Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. And I'm about 300 pages in. It's a long book. It's like 1,700 pages. It's a long book. So it's going to take me a while. But there's this chapter that I just finished about Jean Valjean, who's the main character of the story. Maybe you know the story. And he gets to this place where, in the chapter, it had to be 20 pages long. It was a very intense read about him just wrestling with his own thoughts. And wrestling, ultimately, it's almost like 2 pages before the end of the chapter ended, it got to the point where he was wrestling with his ego and saying, how egotistical is it for me to think of myself first? And the high praise is the perfect path to holiness, I think the book said, was to think on others, right? Clear the obstacles so that we can be a resource for others, so that we can live the love of Jesus to others. That's it. So do with that what you will today. But again, 2 Thessalonians 3:5, maybe meditate on this verse today, hang out with it a little bit. May the Lord direct your hearts to the love of God and to the steadfastness of Christ. Man, that's some good stuff. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. If you want to get involved in our community, there's a couple of ways to do that. One, we've got a live stream coming up on March 2nd at 7 p.m. You can grab we just do a $2 ticket just to keep it intentional. But you can grab a ticket over at thedpshop.com. Just search for Monday Night Worship and you can grab a ticket right there. I'll actually put a link in the description of the video too. Or number 2, you can get involved in our community. We have this incredible community called the Worship Room, and you can join the Worship Room. And what you get is access to Bible studies and worship videos and all of these devotions, over 2,000 written devotions. It's about 500 hours of content, which is overwhelming. But at the same time, you can break it down piece by piece, day by day, with bookmarks and saves and all that kind of stuff on your phone or on your laptop, and just get involved in our community. And the best part is when you join, you're helping us on our mission. You're helping us increase the reason why we do this and why we want folks to be involved. Not only to spend more time with Jesus and get to know you so that we can walk life together. Yes, amazing. But also to give children food, clothing, clean water, and healthcare. Our membership goes straight back to helping us sponsor kids. So you can get involved. Best way to do that, just go to jointheworshiproom.com. No pressure, but if that sounds like something you want to be involved in, just get the info. Just go to jointheworshiproom.com. You can watch a couple of videos there, kind of read through what it looks like to be a member. And then if you want to join, we'd love to have you. Okay? So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of this. Please share this video with your friends, with your family, other people that need to hear about the steadfastness of Christ and how we should direct our hearts to the love of God. Okay, sounds good? All right, thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.